Drones. Gotta love them. You feel like a high-tech pilot soaring through the sky, capturing epic shots. Every smooth maneuver makes you feel unstoppable, like you're directing your own movie. But then, bam! One tiny mistake and suddenly your expensive flying toy is doing an emergency landing straight into the concrete. In this video, I'm showing you my 3 worst crashes and 3 heart-stopping close calls. Stick around to the end and I'll share with you what I learned so you don't have to end up making the same dumb and expensive mistakes I did. Vámonos. Alright, crash number 1, and the most recent one. I was here in Saguayo, confidently flying my drone over El Castillo, also known as the Fire Tower. It's a really cool Mexican fireworks tradition. Everything was going smooth, like a pro, or so I thought. Then I thought, hey, let's get a cool shot of the crowd. So I pulled the drone back for an epic wide-angle view, and bam! Turns out, trees don't move out of the way. The fireman's expression said it all. That was pretty funny. Luckily, no major damage, just my ego. I dusted it off, sent it back up, and pretended like nothing happened. Alright, time for the first close call. I was in Puerto Vallarta, getting some drone shots of the plaza, the ocean, and the malecón, just vibing. The drone was cruising sideways like a champ, and then whoosh! Hello, giant metal tower. I was chilling under the building, completely out of sight of the drone. But somehow, by pure luck, it barely missed the tower. Alright, crash number 2, back in Saguayo for the Joselito celebrations. This festival is incredible. Huge, colorful sawdust carpets with beautiful religious and artistic designs, candles lighting up the streets, the perfect scene for a final epic drone shot. So there I was, wrapping it up for the night, just getting that last smooth pullback shot. Everything was going great until, oh no, the drone clips a wire and falls. Bam! Turns out I should have lifted the drone higher. Instead, I gave it a one-way ticket straight into a wire, and down it went like a clumsy bird that forgot how to fly. Now for the second close call, back in Puerto Vallarta, and this time it's nighttime magic. I was cruising over the malecón, getting some killer shots of the ocean, and thought, hey, let's get up close and personal with the iconic Puerto Vallarta letters. So I'm flying sideways trying to line up with a perfect shot, feeling like a drone photography expert. And then palm tree leaves swipe across the drone. For a second, I thought the drone was going to make an emergency landing on the tourists waiting in line. But the drone did its thing, stabilizing itself and saving me from a disaster. Alright, crash number 3. This one happened in Guadalajara, our first city that we lived in Mexico. They do something pretty cool here on Sundays. They close down streets so people can walk, cycle, rollerblade, or whatever they want without the traffic. Perfect drone flying weather, right? So there I am, flying above the crowd, getting some great shots, and then out of nowhere, a bird decided it was happy none of my drone flying in its territory. It started dive bombing me like it had a personal grudge against technology. I panicked big time. Instead of pulling it back, I did the opposite. I gunned it forward thinking I could escape. And of course, the drone somehow went up sideways and straight up into a tree and some wires. But hey, shout out to the nice people who were actually waiting for me to go get it. And now, the final close call, back in Puerto Vallarta again. And this time I was getting ready to catch the pirate ship show. I'd seen it before, and I knew fireworks were coming. So naturally, I thought, alright, let's get a good shot of this thing. As the first firework went off, I immediately hit the brakes. Always stop when you hear explosions, right? So I pulled the drone back, giving it some space, and then that's it. No disaster. Just another close call where I barely avoided getting blown out of the sky by a rocket-propelled firework. Now, let's talk mistakes. And number 1 is for my beginner friends. Avoid flying the drone too far out of sight. Look, I get it. You want to be a daredevil. But when you lose sight of your drone, you also lose sight of that thin wire that's just waiting to take it down. Trust me, 1 second it's soaring, the next, it's making an emergency landing you don't want to plan for. Bottom line, keep your drone in sight. Number 2, flying the drone backwards and sideways, like you're auditioning for Top Gun. But in reality, that's just asking for trouble. My DJI Mini 4 Pro has sensors, but they only work when flying up, down, or forward. So when you're flying sideways or backward, you're basically blind to anything lurking in your path. Trust me, you don't want to find out what's sneaking up behind you while you're staring at your screen, thinking everything's fine. If you learned something from my disasters, hit that like button. for more adventures and hopefully fewer crashes. So until next time, stay curious, my friends.